Morning, my brothers and sisters, on this episode number 238 of the Good Morning Guys podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we talk about the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and to play. I am one of your hosts for this evening, the man with music in his heart, Doctor Who on his brain, and La Coretta in his old stomacho, fresh because I just had some. Marc Boucher, hello, good evening, good morning.
Oh, hi, Marc.
Oh, hi, Lucas. Speaking of him, the other living member of the GMG Quadfecta for the moment this evening, the Brazilian mountaineer and transition ninja, Mr. Lucas Ham Swisher.
Well, hello there.
Hello there. Yes, Ronnie, Mr. Ronnie Johantes, the man who can make you laugh in 3 words or less, is for certain dead this week.
Yep, we now refer to him, as always, when he's dead, as Ronald Johnson.
Ronald Johnson.
Or Ronald Johansson.
Dead Ronald. But yep. Yeah, he is no longer with us for this week. But someone who is temporarily dead is Mr. Patrick Novosel. Hopefully will be joining us
He's going to appear. He's going to pop up like a daisy.
Yep. It's like, I'm back, y'all. But yeah, if you are a new joiner, welcome. And if not, well, this is what you deal with. Welcome to the newness. I hope you stay for an extended period of time.
Please be excited.
Yes. Applause. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump right into our life updates. What's new news? What's going on in our lives? And
lifetime.
Yeah, and of course,
podcast for men and women.
Oh, but I'm going to be the ever so humble podcast host and toss it to you first.
All right, that sounds good. I appreciate that.
Sounds like a plan. How was your week, sir?
It's it was kind of a busy one, kind of a tiring one, in part because I was a single dad. I did celebrate my birthday last week, and
yes, happy
it was a little
birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. I turned 41, except according to my son, who definitely wrote in the card he made for me that I turned 42. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just give this back to you and you can give it to me next year, and then it'll be right.
Don't make me older than I really am, boy.
I know, right? I felt like Phoebe in Friends, where she discovers she's a year older than she was, and she's like, I lost a year of my life.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I celebrated my birthday last week. I think I can't remember the last time I celebrated a birthday without Mindy. It was really weird, really bizarre.
She's in Florida, right?
Not my wife. No, she is no longer in Florida, but she was in Florida at the time. She was in Florida for like a whole week. I think it was 8 days in total.
Nice.
And but she brought back lots of goodies.
There you go.
She brought back Captain Crunch. I'm blanking. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. All the crunches apparently. Just a variety of treats. Frank's hot sauce for me because I love it.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. Like, she filled the suitcase. In fact, she filled the suitcase so much, she was like 10 pounds over, and she had to send back like $25 worth of products. She's like, we'll just get it when we go to the US in a few months. So it wasn't that big a deal. But yeah, there's actually, little just peek into the missionary life and just the expat life of living, outside of your home country and the things you miss. Like, over the years, we've really thinned out like the things that we have to have.
Yeah.
One of the things that we will never, ever not need is peanut butter. Jif peanut butter, to be exact. There's no equal. All the others are fake or just
cheap
inferior.
Imitations.
Yeah, cheap imitations and inferior. So, but yeah, so peanut butter is like the must. And that one is stocked up.
I
stocked
was
up
gonna say,
very
so that
well.
made it, right?
Well, actually, she didn't have to buy any because earlier this year we had a couple groups come in, and we had one group. I think they went to Sam's Club or Costco or whatever. You get the biggest, largest jar of peanut butter that weighs like 20 pounds, and they bought us like 3 or 4. So we have enough peanut butter to last us the rest of the year.
And we got a keg of peanut butter.
Yeah, kegs of peanut butter. You just got a little pump it into a cup, make it all creamy. Yum.
Tasty.
Yeah, cup full of peanut butter. But yeah, so peanut butter is the one that we still have to have. There's others that kind of fluctuate, like not fluctuate, but we cycle through. One of them is that's become actually one that I didn't eat a lot when I lived in the US, but I eat more now is mac and cheese.
Okay.
I just like the fake Kraft mac and cheese. Like Mindy makes a really good real mac and cheese with like lots of different cheeses, you know, regular or normal noodles as opposed to the flimsy mac and cheese noodles. But there's just something about that mac and cheese, you know, almost like Wonder Bread, where it's just like, I know this isn't good for me. And I know it's cheap imitation of cheese, noodles, everything, but there's something
Mac and
about it.
cheese.
Yeah, mac and cheese, quote unquote. So
Air
mac and cheese
quotes.
is another one. Non-food related item. This is one that I still hold out on. It's the soft, solid Old Spice deodorant. I don't know why I can't find anything that just works well, that I like to smell, that works well with, you
You
know,
just strike out in
keeping me
Brazil with it.
deodorized. Yeah, they most of the ones they have are either spray on or it's like a clear roll on,
Mm.
and I'm just not a big fan. So that's one that we stock up on, and I feel like a weirdo buying like half a dozen sticks of deodorant. Like
Hey,
here I am,
you
got my
do
sticks of deodorant.
you
Yeah,
do
I
what
know,
you
right?
got to do,
Yeah, it's
whatever
true.
it takes.
So yeah, she brought back lots of goodies for us, food and non-food alike. But during my birthday week, I still celebrated my birthday with my kids, and they got me some pretty cool presents.
Ooh,
One of which was the homemade card that James made. Another was a Spider Ham a Lego Spider Ham keychain. So I got Spider
nice.
Ham with me at all times.
There you go.
That was a nice little find by them. And then they randomly got me a Peppa Pig book that's just about it's a Peppa Pig book, but it's all about Daddy Pig's birthday.
Okay, so
So
somewhat
it's kind of
relevant.
like, and I had decided this last year that I wanted to start collecting different kinds of pigs,
Yeah,
like just stuffed pigs, and it's partially a memory of my mom because she used to collect pigs. She
yeah.
had dozens upon dozens of different pigs, and my middle name's Ham, so I'm like, it's kind of appropriate to
Worthy excuse, I
uh,
suppose.
collect pigs. Exactly. So I have like Ham from Toy Story, a little toy of him. I have just a little stuffed pig. I have Spider Ham. I have a few other pig things, but I'm just collecting those little by little over the years. So my kids got me that, and then we got burgers,
Ooh,
and we were gonna order burgers from the best place in town called Felipe's Burgers, and it's super cheap, and the burger is just the one I get is called a Xistudão burger, and it's got burger patty, ham, egg, cheese, lettuce, tomato, what else? Bacon, and it's got a nice just array of not good for you things, but taste glorious together. And then
kind of
they
reminds me.
slather.
It kind
Go
of
ahead.
reminds me of there's a place in town. It's like a real like truck stop hole in the wall kind of thing. They call it the
Right?
Texas Inn here in town, and they have this burger that they're famous for. It's called the Cheesy Western, and
Mm,
it's very similar to that. And
nice.
it's like about 5 heart attacks on a plate, but
Yeah. This one's only like 3 heart attacks. It's
okay,
not five. I wouldn't call it a 5 heart attack burger. I've had garbage burgers that are definitely like 7.
yeah,
Actually, they go up to 11 with the heart attack. It goes to 11.
it goes to 11.
Yep. So we were gonna get from our favorite burger place, but they just decided this week or last week, I don't know, recently, since the last time we ordered, they decided they're no longer delivering to our area. And
No,
my heart was broken. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So it was already like approaching 7 o'clock, school night. Like, we got to order something. And so I just took a risk and it failed. Like,
Mm.
bombed. Worst hamburger I've ever had in my life. It was called the Brie burger, and the bun was an Australian bread bun,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't like Brie cheese or anything, but it was like Australian bread with different, burger, bacon, cheese, an assortment of things that I thought sounded good. I picked the burger up and I bite into it, and I have no idea what it tastes like. It feels like a hamburger, but the flavors just don't mix well. It tastes like nothing and everything at the same time, if that makes any sense. But it's just terribly seasoned to the point where I'm not really sure what I'm tasting. And then within at least a bite or two, the bun just starts molting. Like, it's just chunks of it are just falling off. It's disintegrating in my hands. I've held many hamburgers in my hands, and it's not me. I've never disintegrated a hamburger bun with my hands
Yeah,
before.
it's
But
not
this
supposed to
one,
do that.
no, it's not supposed to do that. And then my son's like, Dad, something's wrong with my burger. And I look over and he's taking a few bites, and I look inside the patty and it's riddled with just chunks of fat. Like, this was like
Oh,
you know how you have like a fifth, I think the worst you can get at grocery store is like, I don't know, is it like 60? No, I think it's 80/20 or
80/20 is the
75/20.
norm, isn't it? I want to say.
Yeah, maybe you can do 70. Can you do 70/30? 70.
I want to say you can do something like that.
I'm pretty sure this burger was 50/50. Like, it was like 50%
Sounds
fat,
50/50.
50%. It was gross looking. Like, he was pulling out chunks of fat that I've never even imagined being in a
Gross.
burger like that. So that was gross. That was a bad experience. They had cool packaging on their burgers, but that didn't help. So we ate the fries, and I think I ate the ingredients inside the burger just to say I didn't waste my money totally.
Mm.
But that was a big bummer. So you'll have that sometimes.
See, you're a better man than me, because like I just I know it's frustrating to waste money, but like I'm not gonna put myself through that with bad tasting food. Like if it's just disgusting, like I'm done.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I definitely complained. Gave him 2 stars. Said the packaging was cool and the fries were fine, and that was it. But yeah, it was a bummer. But I later asked my buddies here at the school where I'm working, that are my go-to guys to find out the best places to order food and such, and they said, "Yeah, sorry, we could have told you that 360 burger is no bueno. So
Mm.
next time, ask us." And I'm like, "Yeah, I wanted to, but there just wasn't time."
Should rename
So
themselves 180 Burger. 180 straight
right.
to the trash.
Blech.
Blech.
So yeah, so that was no fun. But it still was a good birthday.
Good.
And yeah, so after that, later that weekend, so my wife went to Florida,
Mhm.
and she went with another woman who's a coworker and the elementary school principal. And that means that her husband, who's the high school principal and also my boss, didn't have anything going on. So we were like, "Hey, let's hang out. Let's
Nice.
let's
Okay.
get our kids together, get our dogs together, because they're the ones that bought the German Shepherd at
Okay.
our suggestion, and the one that we babysat their puppy Molly
Mhm.
last year. And so we hadn't seen Molly in a while. We hadn't been to their house in a while, so we went, and it was fun. They have a pool, and Rayla had never gone into a pool before, and I was very intrigued to find out what she was going to do.
Mm.
And she sniffed at it and kind of walked around, and the other dog, Molly, walked around too. But they said she's never been interested in it. So I was like, okay, so we're just talking. All of a sudden we hear splash. And we look over, and Rayla has this face like, "I'm going to die. I'm going to drown right here." Like, she did not like it whatsoever. And she was like swimming straight for us. We were on the side. And so I went to where the steps are, like to the right. And I was like, "Rayla, come here, Rayla," trying to get her to teach her that there are steps. She can just walk right up the steps out of the pool. No, she wasn't having it. She was just trying to get out of the pool from the side. There was no way she was going to be able to. And so she's just like panic on her face. And So I go over and get her chain, and I just have to guide her pretty much
Yeah.
and then pull her out. So later I get in the pool and I'm like, Rayla, let's try to do this the calm way. And she goes in calmly, like I grabbed her chain and I guided her in, but she wasn't like fighting for her life to not
Yeah.
get in the pool. She was like, okay, I'll try this again. And no, she's not made to swim. She's not a
Oh.
fan. She was immediately trying to swim out to escape. And then Molly, their dog, was just like, you're weird. And then just kept playing, not
Nah, I'm
even
good.
interested in the pool. I'm good. I saw that. She saw that and was immediately put off by that.
Yep.
So yeah. So Rayla is not a swimming dog. I'm not going to take her duck hunting.
Not about that
Not
life.
retrieve ducks. Nope. She's a city dog through and through. So, but yeah, we had fun. We tried to order burgers, and all the burger places were either closed or they canceled our order. I was
Wow.
like, you know
Okay.
what? I am not destined to have a good burger for the rest of my life.
That
Okay.
is
That's maybe
travesty.
dramatic. The rest of March. So we'll try again in April. We'll get a burger of one of these days. Yeah. So besides that, in fake life, an old riffle, I did download the Diablo 4 open
Did
beta,
you now? Okay.
and that's it. I downloaded it.
Oh, stare at it on the console.
Yeah, stare at the open beta on the console. It's like, this is fun. Yeah, no, we stayed so the kids and I over the weekend we watched Infinity War and Endgame.
Okay.
And that kept us up pretty late. And then
that's not a bad time.
no, it was good. I will say ashamedly that during Infinity War I definitely nodded off at certain parts that I had seen multiple times, and I was just tired. It was a long week.
Yeah.
Did I tell you? Oh, wait, did I tell you about one of the? I don't know if it's the worst meal, but it was one of the most Patrick meals I've ever made. So
interesting.
It was Wednesday, and I was going to make a full-fledged like tuna patties, rice, beans, Asian salad. Like I was going to make the works. And we got home a little later than I planned, and it was just a long day at work. And I was just like, I got nothing in the tank. What can we do? What's the easiest thing we can do? And so if you remember, I went to Olive Garden with the family on Saturday, and there was still some pasta in the fridge. I was like, you know what, kids? I'm heating you up some pasta, and then I'm going to figure out my life. And so heated up the pasta for the kids. I found that there were tater tots, bacon and sausage flavored tater tots. And I was like, well, I'm going to make some of these for me and us. And so I popped those babies in, toasted those up. Those came out gloriously in the air fryer. So those were yummy. But I didn't just have tater tots. I got tortillas. I got marinara sauce, pepperoni, and cheese. And I made little tortilla pizzas. But instead of just eating them like pizzas, I put tater tots in them and made a pepperoni tater tot wrap.
That sounds insanely good, actually.
It was insanely good. It was insanely. I felt like Patrick in the moment. I really wanted Patrick to show up. I was delaying this story because I wanted Patrick to be here to be proud of me. But hopefully he'll listen to the first half and still be proud of me. But yeah, I made a tater tot pepperoni wrap. And my kids definitely looked at their pasta and then looked at my wrap and they're like, well, we didn't know that was an option. We want some of that. And then my son, he proceeded to eat like 15 tater tots, and then he laid in bed for like 30 minutes saying his tummy hurt. And I'm like, great.
Good job.
I over tater totted you. Didn't pay attention. And yeah, he overdid the tater tots.
Now that you mentioned that part of it, I'm pretty sure you mentioned this story. I think you'd mentioned it last week.
I think I did too. I thought I hadn't.
It's good to hear again, though.
But you know what? There you go.
There you go.
Let's see if I changed any of the details.
See, I didn't remember it until you mentioned that whole thing about James.
Maybe it happened Tuesday. I thought it happened Wednesday, but I might be wrong. Well, weirder things have happened.
It's good to hear it again. And
yeah, there you go.
If you've never had that before, the old tater tot pepperoni cheese wrap.
Yeah, do it. Make it. This is your reminder, Joiner, to make it.
Do it.
And I'm getting old, so I'm going to repeat myself from time to time, tell the same stories over and over again. But yeah, so I was saying with IFL, I downloaded the open beta. I did not play the open beta, so
that's sad.
A little sad there. I don't know if they're going to. Do you know if they're going to have another one?
That I don't know.
I mean, I have it
Um,
downloaded. Maybe I can just keep trying every now and again, but I probably won't.
let me see if I can pull up, see if it's still going on. March 24th. Nope. So that's done.
Yep.
Ended on the 26th. Not seeing anything else about further betas.
Ah, well, we'll
It
be
comes out in
surprised.
June, right?
Sure.
Just a
I don't
guess.
remember. I think that's what was said the last time we talked about it with
Yeah, it was
Ronnie.
like June 8th or something like that. Or let me double
Yeah.
check. I'm double
Yeah.
checking it right.
Other than that, the kids and I played
June 6th.
June 6th. Yes. Keep an eye out, kids. The kids and I played, we're on the last world of Sackboy's Big Adventure. So
Nice.
we got to the point where we're at the last level, but you can't unlock it until you play. We have to replay levels and get more of the little orbs. You have to have like a minimum of a 160, and we have like 153 or something. So we have to go back and yeah,
I don't
do
think I
that.
ever finished Sackboy. I started it, but I
Yeah.
think other things kind of took precedent. Like I
Yeah,
think,
that happens. I don't like when a video game is like I see it with like free to play games or mobile games where like you have to have so much and then you can go to the
oh
next level.
yeah,
I'm like, just let me play the next level, man. I mean,
just give it
it's
to
a,
me.
it's a kid's game. Come on.
Yep.
But yeah, so we got to go back and do a little bit of, I guess, bubble grinding, which I don't think I've ever said that in my life. But
First
speaking
time for
of
everything.
something else I've never said in my life, I have to say this because James is so proud of this. He created this phrase. So we were reading a book and it talked about a PhD. And he was like, Daddy, what's a PhD? And I'm like, well, it's it's something doctorate. Like it's someone who has a really high degree of education. He's like, huh, I think it's poopy headed doo doo. I'm like, you know what? That's what it is from now on. So now the running joke in our family is, you're the PhD of whatever, like PhD of going to bed, or
I'm
it's
sure
becoming pretty
PhDs all
pretty
around the
funny.
world enjoy
Yes.
that. Enjoy that. And they're
So if you
all
got a
coming off the
PhD
podcast.
joiner, just know you're a poopy headed doo doo. So congratulations. My son has.
We love you all the same.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, we still love you, and my son loves you even more because if you ever tell him you have a PhD in something, you know he and I are gonna laugh. So
Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
and then Marvel Snap, the end. Played it
Yep.
over the weekend. I choked. Like I got to like rank 75,
Mm-hmm.
and now I just plummeted. So
Mm.
whatever. It's the same thing that happened last season. I got to around 70, and then it just struggle bus.
Yeah.
But it's all good. It's Marvel Snap.
Yep.
Still my jam.
You'll be back.
I'll be back. All right, Marcus, your turn.
It is
Tell
my
us
turn, I
tell us
suppose.
like it is. What's
Yeah.
going on?
So honestly, like the real life side of things was a little on the light side this week, other than uh it was actually on like in the middle of last week's podcast. I get a text message from my father-in-law. It's like, hey guys, tested positive for COVID. And I'm like, crap.
Oh yeah.
And we had just hung around with him on Sunday. Like, and it wasn't like at a distance hung around with him. Like, we hugged and I had like shared his phone because we were trying to do
Oh
some
nice.
because we finally got around to booking our flight for Texas in
Uh-huh.
July. And that was a nightmare in and of itself.
Yeah, right.
Um, just because we had to uh, access the airplane credits, the flight credits
Yeah, they
that
don't
we
make it
had.
easy on you. They
They
already have
do
your
not.
money, so they're like, we don't really care what you do at this point because we got your money and we're going to make it complicated so that you don't even end up really using it.
Yeah, it's worse than pulling each individual hair one out of a time of off my body. That's how horrible it
How
is.
often have you done that?
Never.
Okay. So it's what you would imagine.
I would imagine it would be more
Okay.
than that
That's
type
fair.
of pain.
Yeah, you're
Um,
probably right.
but yeah, no. So we finally got that done. But yeah, he started showing symptoms Sunday night, and sure enough, tested positive.
Going
Although
up.
yeah, although we seem to have dodged the bullet. I took
Nice.
multiple COVID tests and didn't get it. So I
Whew.
apparently still have some of the antibodies from
There you
The
go.
last time I had it back in January. So yeah, neither Kristen or myself or anybody else in the family, we all tested negative. So
Great.
so it's just him, but he's doing better. He had fever for a couple of days, but that broke and he's out of COVID jail now. So that's been all good.
Freedom.
Yeah, just in time for him to
Did
take
he dig himself out like in Shawshank
Andy
Redemption?
Andy Dufresne.
Dufresne. COVID Dufresne.
Crawled through a river of COVID.
Oh, it was glorious. Now it's starting to sound like Sean Connery. Dang it.
Yeah.
I can't help not doing that. Welcome to The Rock. Welcome to COVID. Andy Dufresne. This is me.
Yeah, I won't even try to attempt to do a Morgan Freeman impression. Absolutely not.
All I can see, I think, okay, what if you talk about penguins? That,
And one of them never returned.
oh my, why did the penguins never return?
It always just seems like in all those types of documentaries, and one of them never made it back.
That's so sad. I mean, that's life sometimes.
It is.
Sometimes you just don't come back. Not to get dark.
Yep. I mean, we're already there. It's already pretty dark, but coming back from the darkness.
Oh yes, bring us back. Reel us back in.
So father-in-law got out of COVID jail just in time for him to do his test. He's actually going through the process of being an ordained minister in his denomination, which is Church of God, I want to say.
Okay, nice.
And they have like several different types of names, like titles you can be in terms of being ordained. And he's like an ordained.
What's he going for?
Well, he's an ordained exhorter. I guess that's
exhorter.
That's what they call it.
That sounds fancy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the first I've heard of it, but
so he's gonna tell people what to do. Like it's like the boss you around pastor.
Yes.
It's like, hey, go flick the switch.
Get right.
Hey, you're worship leader. Go sing. I need five verses of Amazing Grace. All 5 of them. Don't skip. Don't do 1, 3, 5 or 2, 4. We're doing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Even the ones we don't talk about anymore.
That's right. Even the one that nobody knows.
Yep. No, he just wanted to. I mean, at one point he wanted to start his own church, but I think that kind of got pulled away. But he wanted to be ordained in the church, and he's actually starting a ministry group at the church. So he had started that process back in September. And took the final test and everything and passed. And so to celebrate, we did the thing that we normally do every week, is go to La Coretta.
Of course. Wouldn't expect any less.
But we had like cookies and ice cream at my in-laws' house after the fact. And these are like homemade cookies that my sister-in-law made. Yes. She actually started a business selling cookies and cupcakes and things like that.
Really?
Yeah. So she's going to be building that up. It's called My Southern Homestead. Yeah, those cookies are banging. They are the best.
Yeah.
They were sugar cookies with frosting on top of it, which was fantastic. Yeah, had a great time. Great time had by all. But that was pretty much it for me in terms of the life stuff. Gaming wise, still working my way up the Fortnite ladder. I think I'm at like level 71 right now, I want to say. So working my way through the battle pass. Been having a lot of fun with this season. I was actually shocked and surprised and amazed. And this is just a side note, that Ed Placencia, friend of the podcast, was streaming Fortnite today. And like, that is, I couldn't conceive of him doing that. Just the fact that he's been playing Fortnite, and now he's been streaming it, is amazing to me. So I'm hoping I can get to play with him at some point, get on a squad.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But he says he mainly plays solo, which is fine. I totally understand that. But so we'll see. But yeah, I've been playing with the Facklers and Timmy Pollen, having a good time with that. moving the needle on Breath of the Wild as well. Streamed a couple hours
Yeah.
of that this weekend. We are in our second dungeon of the game, and yeah, still having a lot of fun with it. Um, I have caught the bug once again of just loving this game, and I am so excited for Tears of the Kingdom to come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had just started the second dungeon when I had to sign out. But had a great time with that this weekend. Although I'll have to post it on like on TikTok or something like that. There was this one portion of the game, like at that point in the game, you're like drastically underpowered,
Right.
and all your weapons are kind of
Are
underpowered.
breakable,
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they're all breakable with the exception of
but
I think,
extra breakable.
yeah, they're low level breakable stuff. Um, and there is one part where you kind of have to do like a sneaking escort mission up a mountain,
Uh-huh.
and there are these like sentries, these robot sentries that are
Right.
like trying to scan you out, and you're trying to avoid their little light scan thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so you're avoiding those, and then every so often you come to the top, and there's these they're called moblins. They're basically big old goblin type creatures.
Right.
Um, and yeah, I was having a heck of a time trying to beat them. They would like hit me and just kill me in one hit.
Oh,
Um,
that's always fun. One hit
yeah,
kills are the best.
and I have like 5 or 6 hearts at this point, so I'm not like you start with three. So I'm not like level one kind of thing, but yeah, you just one strike is done. And
That's
I
it.
was getting
So, do you have a way to like non-dungeon or non-hard area build up your hearts rather quickly? Have you used any walkthroughs or
yeah, so I've been using the walkthrough mainly through this just to try to go through it as quickly as possible.
yeah,
Because it's been 6 years since I played the game.
right?
But yes, there is one way to do that. You gain up hearts by playing through these little shrines where these
Yeah.
little you enter the shrines, and each one has this little challenge,
Little
uh
puzzle or challenge
puzzle
or
challenge
whatever.
area that you have to figure out. And at the end, once you get to unlock the gates and go to the final area, there are these like monks at the very end. There's a monk that will provide you with what's called a spirit orb, and you can put that if you collect 4 spirit orbs, you can put 4 towards either increasing your stamina, your running and
Yeah,
climbing
yeah.
ability,
Mm-hmm.
or you get to add another heart.
Okay.
And so you can certainly go ahead and grind on that. And I've actually been trying to do that a little bit on off stream time, just so I'm not spending a whole 2 hours just grinding
Grinding
shrines.
shrines. Yeah,
So but
makes
yeah,
sense.
I had a heck of a time trying to beat just these 2 goblins that were up there at this one level. So I had to improvise. And in the game you have these like special abilities that they're called runes,
Mm-hmm.
where you can do different things. Like there's one that's called magnesis, where you're able to pick up metal objects in
Like a
in the
magnet.
air. Yeah, hence the name. Um, but I had to climb up to another area, and there were these like big metal boxes that were sitting there, and so I had to use magnesis and pull one of the boxes over, and I just kept smacking the goblins with the metal box
There you
until,
go.
and that actually does a significant amount of damage. So, so I was able to basically take care of them, and
Kill him with a metal box.
I was like, you know what? Whatever it takes, I'll make it work.
Yeah, no doubt.
Um,
Captain America would be proud.
yep.
Whatever it takes.
But yeah, finally made it up the mountain. You're going up the mountain with this. You know what a Goron is, right?
Yeah, yeah. The rock people.
Yeah. So you've got this Goron guy that you're trying to get up the mountain with, and it's that typical escort thing. He can screw everything up for you. And you have to like whistle at him to stay in
Oh,
place.
geez. No, get that out of here.
Yeah. So not the most fun part of that, but
No, definitely
got
not.
got past it. So now I'm in the next dungeon. So I'll be starting that next weekend. Um, in terms of gaming, I've tried to play some more Chia, and that game is boring to me. It's just
Yeah.
boring. Like they're really everybody's like, oh yeah, it's like Breath of the Wild and things like that. And there's elements of it that's
You're
very
like,
Breath of
I'm playing Breath of the Wild,
yeah.
and it's not.
You want to know what's Breath of the Wild? Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. It's like the people saying it's like Breath of the Wild are the ones that beat it 6 years ago, like you did,
Yeah.
and haven't revisited it. It's like, yeah, you're wrong.
There are three things that are very Breath of the Wild about it. Number one, it's very open world. Number two, you
It's just
have
not unique.
yeah. Number two, you get this little paraglider in the form of like a
Okay.
leaf.
Floating.
Yeah. And number three, what was the third thing? Dang it.
Oops.
Yep, I don't remember.
Well, there you
Um,
go.
yeah, but those are two main things. Oh, and the art style is very similar
Oh, okay.
to Zelda. But that's about it. The combat is very weird. Like I wouldn't even really call it combat. Um,
No.
yeah, you basically have to throw fire at enemies, and things like that. And there's like the enemies are basically these like ribbon type monsters, and so you
Okay.
have to burn them up and things like that. And the exploration just wasn't that exciting to me. Um, and so I got bored with it really quick. And if you're not grabbing me with the story within the first like hour or two, which the intro alone is like 45 minutes. So
Right.
um yeah, if you're not grabbing me, like I'm done. I mean, it was a free
Mm.
game through
Yeah.
PS Plus Extra, so no big deal. But yeah, I got bored with it. So it's like, yeah, I'll go play Breath of the Wild. Um but yeah, that's
That's
been
about it.
pretty much it. Light
That's the
on
way the
other
cookie
games.
crumbles.
I am excited tomorrow, speaking of Breath of the Wild. And I'll let you guys know next week how it goes. They're actually putting up a 10-minute gameplay trailer
Oh,
for
yeah, I'd
Tears of
seen
the
that.
Kingdom.
Uh-huh.
So excited to see more of that. We're like 50 something days. It's like 57, 56 days away, something like that, from Tears of the Kingdom. So yeah, excited for anything
Yeah.
from Tears of the Kingdom. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Um,
Very cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're trying to stall right now
Stalling.
inside baseball
Uh,
because Patrick has just stated that he is about to get on, and just so happens that we end things just before he shows up.
Yep. But that's right. It's all good.
Yep. So
So, Mark,
so
what are
what?
your thoughts on the latest in life news that I have no idea what's happening? Small talk.
Oh,
How's the weather up there?
the weather is warmer. We actually have somewhat
That's
spring
good.
temperatures here, so that's been good.
I love
Um,
that springtime weather.
yep. It's still weird to me. I'm still trying to adjust to daylight savings time. Like it's still
Oh
weird to me
yeah.
right now that it's light out at like 7:30.
Oh right. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So, but
That is
but
that is weird.
but yeah, temperatures and everything's been
Yeah.
pretty nice around here.
Pretty
So
nice. Yeah, it's been pretty standard around here. Actually, yesterday it was like 87, 89, almost 90. And then today it was 74. So,
now it's
and for us,
fall in your
that's a
part of
big
the world, right?
drop. Yeah, it's technically fall, but
Mm,
that just means it rains less. It
true.
gets sometimes cooler, but not really.
Gotcha.
So, not much else. Um, yeah. In other news, one of our trees, it wasn't a really tall tree, but one of our trees that used to be tall but then got trimmed because I identified it was getting eaten alive by termites. It totally disintegrated. Like
What?
we pulled in and the
Here.
termites had destroyed.
Guess
I'm
who's here?
telling a story, Patrick.
Oh no, I don't care. You
We're
look
talking
different.
about termites.
Oh my gosh, that's termites. It was a whole bunch of termites in your ceiling. That's what happened.
No,
Did they pee
in a
from
tree
down below your?
Yeah,
tree?
they all decided at once. They're like, "All ready?
All
Let's
at the
pee.
same time.
1, 2, 3, pee."
Gross.
1,000 termites, 1,000 pee streams is coming
Gross.
through my roof. Well, welcome them now. The judge, jury, and executioner of fake news and spoilers. Better late than never.
Dude,
Patrick
we
Novosel.
were literally
know.
done.
I don't know how far you're done.
Yeah, we were done.
Well,
we were trying to stall.
we were at the
You're stalling.
the pillows. We're at the pillows and the chocolates on them.
So you're just trying to figure out what stories you can tell that are just
Yeah, I just
long
started
in
telling
the
a
tooth
story
and-
about termites destroying a tree in my yard.
We
next
started
time
talking
on
about the
Termite
weather.
Life, season
Yeah.
3.
It's been awesome.
So, but you're here now. So
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Sorry. I
You should
was
be sorry.
late to the party because I was at a party. I was
Yeah.
hosting a party.
Partying it up.
Yeah, my daughter's 13 today.
Look out.
I
Major.
cannot believe. So my wife tells me that Claire is now older than I am because I'm still 12,
She's not
playing
wrong.
video games, watching WWE
That is correct.
and Power Rangers. Like nothing has changed in the past 30 years.
Yep.
But yeah, so she turned 13 on this past Friday. She had a friend's party instead of a family party. I guess she's too cool for family anymore. So
You were just there serving drinks to all her friends while
well,
they giggled.
oh my gosh, it was 10, 12, and 13-year-old girls in my house. It was loud.
Yeah.
It was rambunctious, a lot of giggling, a lot of laughing, a lot of
Rambunctious.
running. They commandeered my man cave, so I got booted out of my, my, what is it?
Your solace, your fortress
my-
of solitude.
Exactly.
But
Yes.
that's where you go to escape. They took
I
your
know.
escape room?
I had nowhere. I had to know what to do. I had no idea what to do.
You're like, don't touch this, don't touch that over there. Leave that alone. That's off. Hands off.
You know
You
what?
can't
Don't
be
even
near
move.
that.
Just stay right here.
Yeah,
In this circle in
just
the
start
middle of the
putting a police tape everywhere, like just outlining the room and police tape. You can't touch that. You can't go there.
I mean, there's a lot of money down here, and with 10 girls, 10, 13-year-old girls, it could have been worse. But
Yeah,
we had a game for the girls, and my wife had mentioned it and suggested it to Claire. She's like, "Hey, what do you think about us doing a blind potato chip challenge where we buy a whole bunch of potato chips and the girls have to figure out what brand they are and they rank them?" And then Claire's like, "No, that's dumb. We're not doing that." And so she mentioned to her friends, and her friends like, "No, let's do that." So my wife got overruled.
blind chip challenge.
Like impressionable 13-year-old was like, "Yeah, that sounds fun now." So we did that, and we had 9 different potato chips. We had Utz, Lay's, UDF, Dollar Store, Grippos, all kinds of potato chips, not 9 of them total. And the consensus was the Dollar Store chips were the best.
Wow.
The dollar store chips.
Yes.
What
Probably
kind of
because
chips are
they're
the
the
dollar
least
store
healthy chips.
Well,
Chips
yeah,
aren't
that's
healthy
true.
anyways, but still, they're probably the greasiest, saltiest, and oiliest kind of. But they were
There you go.
they weren't bad. The UDF ones, if you have a UDF in your area, they're bad chips. I opened the bag and I was like, "Oof,
That sounds
that
like a
doesn't
medical
smell."
condition.
Sometimes you can
Yeah.
tell.
That
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah, it was. It's a United Dairy.
I
Farmers,
got
that's
that
what
old
it is.
UDF again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were bad. And there was a consensus it was the worst, and
There you
I
go.
was like, that's fair because they smelled pretty gross.
You heard it here, folks. We are not sponsored by UDF. We are sponsored by Dollar Tree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do you guys?
Yeah, and we went and
That's 2 weeks in a row we've
Keanu
mentioned
Reeves
Dollar
was there.
Trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves was selling them to us. It was fantastic.
Nice.
Oh, I'm sorry, no, not Keanu
only it
Reeves.
wasn't Keanu Reeves.
We should totally get sponsored by Dollar Tree. You think we could?
Brought to you by Dollar Tree.
They're like,
Free
we will give you
advertisements.
this for $1 for your sponsorship. All right.
And
we'll
the
take
chip's name, it's called Hers, Herrs, Hers. So if you're looking for some
I've
potato
had those
chips,
before. Yeah. Hershey
Yeah.
chips.
They're pretty solid.
Those are solid chips. Those
Yeah,
aren't just
yeah.
Dollar Tree chips. Those are
Well,
just
I guess
old
with
classic
the
chips.
Dollar Tree was like, the fun size bag when they're only $1.
Oh yeah, they
you
put
know?
like 4 chips in it. They're like,
Actually,
"Here
to
you
be
go,
honest,
pay $1.
they were smaller bags, but there's just the same amount of chips as in the big bags because
Well,
the big
yeah.
bags are like a third full. The rest of
Yeah.
it's air.
Air,
And these were full bags.
That's
Have
true.
you guys ever had Cape Cod potato chips?
Yeah.
No, but they sound good.
They're closer to like kettle chips.
Oh yes, we do have
Yeah.
those. Yeah, I like the salt and vinegar ones of Cape Cod.
Oh yeah, salt and vinegar kettle chips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No kettle chips. These were all just regular chips. No
Regular
barbecue
chips.
or anything crazy. Just
Fair
classic.
enough.
Yeah. So, kid, there was only like the stipulation was she can have all of her friends over, but no sleepover because I don't think we could handle it. And so they were over for like
That's fair.
6 hours,
5,
hanging
6
out.
minutes. You're like, all right, let's get this party started.
And
Like
we're
5 minutes
done.
later,
6
hey,
days.
we're
Yeah.
done. All right, wrap it up, girls. We're going.
All right, get
home.
out of here.
Hope you
I
had
called you all
fun.
Ubers. You're out of here.
Actually,
but no,
your Uber never left. It's in the front. They're in the front
Sitting
yard.
there, like,
They're ready to pick
just,
you back up.
Just stay.
Yeah,
Just
keep
stay.
it running. Keep it
Go
running.
home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah, I don't know what you got to do, but you got to get the heck up out of here.
Mhm.
So yeah, they left, and I came down to clean up everything because they had 9 bags of potato chips down here. They had Gatorade, the red Gatorade, and all that stuff, And I came down here, and I was thinking about bringing the vacuum cleaner down here because chips just crumbs everywhere.
Ugh.
And so I get down here, not a single crumb on my couch, on my chair, on the ground.
Congrats.
None.
Good job,
No
Claire.
spills, no cracked TVs. All of my action figures that are above my TV, same place, never fell down. I was like, whoa. I don't know if this is like I don't want to push the envelope or anything, but I think we should be, when you're like with kids, like, they're like one more. Nah, let's just go. And they do one more of whatever they're doing and they get hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we may not do another party because it was just that good of an outcome.
You've hit the
Now
peak.
you do.
Yeah.
You
and
do
the
know who's going to make up for that, don't you? Clark.
Clark's
Clark.
gonna have 10 of his guy friends.
His
Oh my
cronies.
goodness!
They're gonna
yes.
be like, let's hang out together.
Yeah.
I'm so
They will
excited to
raid
be
our
here."
pantry and we will to dry. Like we will not have any snacks left after they leave.
You're like, who pooped in the sink? Clark's like, it wasn't me, Dad, but I know who it was.
someone did an upper decker. Do you know what that is? No.
I do now.
Yeah, but yeah, it was. They were respectful. They said thank you. That was fun. It was nice. She has a pretty good group of friends, so I was pretty happy about that.
Nice.
And then tonight we had the family over for like dessert. We just had cake, and then everyone came over for was supposed to be an hour, ended up being 2 hours. Because
Stinking family.
I know. Yeah, it's
never
like,
leaves.
Get out! I have a
Get outta here.
podcast to do, guys. Don't you know this?
I told Claire the same as her girls. 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes to be here.
Hi, Mom. Bye, Mom. Hi, Dad. Bye, Dad. It was great seeing you. Get back in the car. No. But yeah, so we had a good time tonight. And the boys know how much I love wrestling. So we booted up the old WWE 2K23.
Nice.
And they were having a blast with it. And I was just sitting back like, oh, this is nice. I don't have I don't have any friends who are into wrestling in my circle, so I'm branching out, getting into another podcast community. They're called On the Marc podcast, and they do wrestling.
Is it Mark with a C?
It is Marc
On
with
the
a K.
Kark?
I'm sorry. It's Kark with a K.
That's good.
Yeah.
You don't want any competition there. Since it's Mark with a K, that's a lesser Mark. So
yeah. But yeah, so that's what's been going on in life. I mean, gaming, of course, WWE 2K23, still working on that. However,
I don't believe you.
So last night I turned on WWE 2K23. I played through several matches. I was like predicting what I thought was going to happen at WrestleMania next weekend. And after I finished with that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to play some Wheel of Fortune.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
So for 2 hours, I played Wheel of
2
Fortune.
hours?
Yes.
And you were like, cake pulp. Cake pulp. Dang it. Cake pulp. You're like typing cake
I
pulp.
would buzz in, and I'm like, I don't know what it is, but I want to buzz in first. And so I think I lost one in the 2 hours I played. So
you won the rest.
Man, yeah, it was.
You're
I was
natural.
well. I also had my wife sitting next to me for like 45 minutes, and she was
mhm.
like, she was so quick, and I'm like, how did you get that? And that makes so much sense. I'm gonna put it in, and it was the right answer. I'm like, my gosh, like
I
2
love you
letters
so
on
much.
there. And she's like, oh yeah, that's Broadway musical. I'm like, what?
What?
There's like a C and an L. How do you?
I'm sure it's not broad cake music pulp.
Yeah. So So it's Wheel of Fortune and WWE 2K23 this past week. I did get Resident Evil 4 in the mail.
Nice.
So I am ready to start that up soon.
You sound like such an old man. I
What?
got it in the mail. I got my game in the mail. I can't wait to
You
play
know
it.
what was so like, I get excited. I'm like, oh, what's in the mail today? Today I got a Game Informer. I'm like, I am 12.
You're like, Harold, my mailman. He brought my game to me. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually just upped my Rewards Pro account with GameStop. I should be getting Game Informer.
So you have to select the physical, otherwise you're going to get the digital version. I like the magazine. I like flipping through it, even though it's like
the smell.
3-week-old news, so it's not like it's it's nothing new. I've already read most of it, so I just flip through it and I give it to my nephew because he doesn't get on like IGN as much as I get on IGN.
He's like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
He knows nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Just Uncle Pat's or Neighbor Pat's Game Informers.
There you go.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I guess that's about it for me. Sorry to
Is that
crash
a bit
the
up for
party.
you?
This
Don't be
third
sorry.
party for this
Don't be-
weekend. Yeah.
We are thoroughly glad that you are the party crowd.
Well, you should be a little sorry because
Yeah.
you made me tell a story about termites eating a tree in my yard.
Yeah, we started talking about the weather. That's how.
It was getting rough.
No, so seriously, the weather is starting to get nicer, but that just means more rain. And my gosh, it rained like over an inch in 24 hours here.
Ooh.
And it came through. You can see, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see my Christmas tree is out from my closet.
That's
because
normal.
I did notice that.
I had to take up the carpet and put some towels down because water had gotten through because we had so much rain.
Yikes.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's drying right now. It might be already dry because it's been sitting out open with towels for the past day or so. But yeah, it's just the way the water runs on the side of our house and it goes into that corner.
It's the way the river runs through it.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Bacon.
Ah, yeah.
Bacon. All right. Well, all hearts clear.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you know, Patrick, now that you had such a successful party, you are the Ph.D. of parties.
And he has no idea what that means.
I have no idea. I guess I have to listen to the rest of the episode.
It's a good thing, man. You definitely want to be the Ph.D. of parties.
What does PhD stand for?
I'm not telling you. You got to listen to the episode to find out, sucker. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
How did I know?
Yeah, James the other night was like, Dad, what's PhD? And I tried to explain it to him. He's like, nah, it's poopy-headed doo-doos. So that's like the running joke in our house now. Oh, you're the PhD of this. Me, Tasha, and James all the time. And Mindy's just looking at us, shaking her head.
Yeah.
Like, gosh, what did I come
I'm
back
so
to?
glad you're the same age as your kids.
No, they're older.
Oh, same.
James is already like, Daddy, we can't do that. Mommy
He's
said
the voice
so.
of reason.
Yes,
He's
already
Marc of the
voice
family.
Oh man, my goodness. Well, that is all for us on the Iffle and Earl sides of life. How about you, dear joiners? If you want to share what's new in your neck of the woods when we actually remember to send call outs to ask you about it, then you can do that. But let's talk about some quick housekeeping, where we offer you towels, fluff pillows topped with Andy's candies, tip you
Fluffy,
off to how you
fluffy.
can connect with the GMGU, whether that be on Twitter, Discord, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. You can share what is new with you. Again, when we remember to ask you about it, because we totally didn't this week.
You know what? At this point, they know. We don't. We don't have to ask them
Yeah, that's
anything.
right. They post before we
garbage truck on
Tim
fire.
last week was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get ahead of the game.
Let's
I'm
just
gonna
do
ask
it
a
now.
question. I know
So-
they forgot.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you can find us all on all those social media avenues there. If you'd rather connect visually or spectatorly, there is of course YouTube and Twitch, where I am continuing to stream Breath of the Wild, and of course we've got Mr. Tim Paulin streaming every so often. He was doing Jedi Fallen Order. I think he's still going with that. And then of course other streamers in the community that love to do their thing. You can check them out. So you can find them in the Discord. And finally on Patreon and our merch page, you can support and gear up with us. So click that one link to rule them all, either in the show notes, or you can type it out real quick at linktree.com/the GMG pod. And of course, if you can't toss your attention or a coin to your podcasters, but are still the giving type, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Podchaser and Spotify. Helps us reach new joiners through stars, exclamation marks, and your feedback. So let your voice be heard. Literally, if you prefer, at 929 GMG guys. Thank you for the interpretive dance there.
Sign language. It's just in case people can't hear you, they can see what you're saying. Let me get on this podcast here and
the
see what
lady in
they're
the
saying.
bubble.
We are the ISL, the idiot sign language over here. So
Right.
follow
Hey,
us.
I am the Ph.D. of sign language. Don't
Yes.
be belittling my powers.
Oh, right. So Lucas, Pat,
Or bye.
myself, and the ghost of old Ronald Johnson. And to you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners, go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.
1, 2, 3.